I've spent thousands of dollars testing out every single AI video generator that's on the market right now, and in this video I will tell you exactly which tool to use what for. I found out that every AI video generator excels at different things. It's not just VO3 that you want to use for all of your projects. That's also the most expensive one, so yeah. I will also show you the platform that I use to have access to most of the AI video generators that I mentioned in this video, all in one place, one subscription. We're starting off with Hailuo O2, and this is perfect for image to video use cases. It's currently ranked second in the leaderboard when it comes to image to video. To demonstrate how it works, I have this image right here and we're gonna drop it into Hailuo O2. Now for this, I'll be using a prompt where the camera is beginning with a tight side shot and the blacksmith is holding the glowing molten sword just above the forge. Sparks drift up upwards as he slowly lifts the blade higher with a focused intent. So let's put this inside of Hailuo, and then we can select a duration of 6 seconds with 1080p, or you can do 10 seconds with 687p. So currently 10-second video with 1080p is not possible. So for this we're gonna use 6 seconds with 1080p and then we're gonna click generate. Now that gave us this result and it is quite good. We see the sparks flying up. It's not quite flying up from the sword, but from the fire behind it. And he's looking at it intensively. So this works best with image guiding. So if you already have an image that you wanna animate, then Hailuo is perfect for that. Let's try it one more time, but now let's enable this sound. Everyone seems to be wanting to add sound to their videos. Currently this is only possible or best through VO3, but you can also through OpenArt use this auto sound feature. Now let's hit create again, and now we have this sound added to it. Honestly, it's not quite good. For that, you want to use VO if you really want to add in the sound. But let's take another look at Hailuo. I got this image that I want to test out in Hailuo, and for the prompt, I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm going to say an astronaut stands on a rocky moon surrounded by floating space rocks. The astronaut helmet glows with a green light, showing a galaxy inside. The astronaut is slowly lifting their hand, reaching out. So kind of like reaching out like that. The camera is moving around him. The whole scene is kind of like mysterious. So let's create it. And here's what we got. Honestly, this one is fire. He's reaching out kind of like in a movie, like grab my hands, I am safe. The space green helmet resembles somewhat of a galaxy and the camera is rotating around him. Honestly, this is one of my favorite generations from Hailuo that I've tested out. Let's also test out the text to video generation on Hailuo. So for that, we click on text, then we select Hailuo right here, and now we can enter in our prompt. For this, I'm gonna do this about a young monk that is sweeping the leaves off the pavement. So what I have in mind is I have this video, 6 seconds, 1080p, and now let's create. Honestly, I think text to video is not where this model shines. He's just holding it with one hand, which is quite unusual. At least that's not how I would do this myself. Yeah, it looks glitchy in my opinion. So for Hailuo, you primarily want to use image to video. In terms of pricing for Hailuo, for a 6-second video, you are charged around 73 cents. Now for a 10-second video, it will be $1.45. That is not the cheapest model that we have available. In terms of where it shines, it's image to video, but keep in mind the generation time on Hailuo is, in my opinion, quite long. So if you want to have something quick, you might want to use another model. And if you want to have something cheaper, then you should also look to the next one. Moving on, we got Seedance. And Seedance has been recently released and it's currently doing quite well on the Hugging Board leaderboard. So on both text to video and image to video, it is ranking number 1. But let's put it to the test. So with Seedance, it is known for multi-shot capabilities. That's something unique that it can do, and honestly, it's quite awesome. It works as follows. I have this prompt right here. So I've structured it as 3 different shots. So I have shot number 1, shot number 2, and shot number 3. And with that, I have like 3 different angles that I want to have this video orientated in. So now I've copied this prompt, and here I select Seedance 1.0, then I paste my prompt in, and now we want to use the Pro model. You don't want to use the light model, it's just a waste of credits. Just always use the Pro when it comes to Seedance. For the duration, we can switch between 5 seconds or 10 seconds. If you have a complex shot like I do, you might want to switch it to 10 seconds. Then for the quality, you either have the choice between 480p or 1080p, but you always want to get the highest resolution. So we're going to do 1080p. Now with this, you can also change up the aspect ratio, which is unique. You don't have that in every video generator. Most don't offer this many different sizes. Once you're done, you hit create, and then we got this result. Honestly, the result is quite good. So we have our female character, we have facial consistency, we have prompt coherence. The only thing that I think is a bit weird here is the menu. So she holds the menu and then all of a sudden she switches to her eating with her chopsticks. Other than that, in terms of the colors, in terms of like the multi-shot capabilities, this is quite awesome. Now let me show you another one with image to video. Here I have an image of this tough looking woman, and when I animate it using 3 different shots, then I get a video like this. In each of the shots we have the exact details. So we have the dog, we have her, that isn't like missed out on. Even the dog movements look pretty good. Her getting down, the dog also getting down. He understands there's some kind of danger there. That is quite good. Like this is what you want to do using Seedance, using the multi-shot capabilities. In terms of pricing, Seedance 1.0 Pro with the highest settings will set you back at 60 cents per 5 seconds generation and 121 at a 10-second generation. I personally use Seedance quite a bit for text to video and also image to video when I have a bit of motion going on. And also the multimodal camera capabilities with the character consistency helps a lot when you have complex scenes that you want to use for your videos. Moving on, we got Kling 2.0, another Chinese AI video generator that has been doing quite well and has made quite a big name in the AI video generator scene. It is known for how cheap it is and how good it is. But on the leaderboard, if we want to believe that, it has fallen a little bit at place 5 for the text to video and place 6 for image to video. Starting off with text to video, you want to select the model right here, and then you have a few different options. You can import your prompt right there. Then what you can do here is you can add in a negative prompt. So that are things like blurry, glitchy, weird movements, 6 fingers, those kind of things you can mention in here, so it will do its best to not do those things. Great grammar then. So here I got a prompt of a magician that is doing some magic on some game cards. So let's create it, and then we got this result. Now this shot is quite good, but the cards don't look the best or the way I want them to look. They don't look like the iconic playing cards. The shadows and the lights with the misty or foggy scene looks quite good. You can also see that the negative prompt I added in there has done quite a good job. Another use case for Kling would be to use the element feature. So with that you can use Kling 1.6, and here you can combine multiple different elements and turn them into one video. Now let's test out image to video on Kling. I got this image right here, and we actually got 3 different choices in terms of the quality. We can choose between standard to pro to master. Personally, I tend to use pro, and if I really need a good shot, I use master, but it's like double as expensive. Pro normally is all fine, but let's put it to the test. I will generate one with pro, which is this one. And then we have the master one. There's barely any difference between them. I like the master one a little bit more as he walks away from the camera, like he goes out of the scene. But if we compare both side by side, then it might be better to save your credits and just go with the pro one, as Kling AI is already quite cheap, but with the pro model, it's even cheaper compared to the master one. In terms of pricing for Kling, text to video will set you back at 97 cents per 5-second video. And for a 10-second video, it will be $1.93. Keep in mind it will be used with Kling Master. For Kling 2.1 image to video, you have 3 different options. The standard one will be 24 cents, then the pro model will be 48 cents, and then the master model will be 96 cents, all for a 5-second video. And for a 10-second video, it will be double of each of them. Now, why should you use Kling and when should you use Kling? If you have many different projects and they're not too complicated, I would use Kling. It's the cheapest model, it's easy to use, they have different unique features like the negative prompting, the elements feature. The Pro and the Master model are quite good, and for image to video, when you have more control, it is amazing. So for that one, you can try it out between Hailuo and Kling. Moving on, we got ONE 2.2. This model literally came out the day I'm recording this. I've played around with it a little bit. I'm quite surprised by how good it is. In terms of the ranking, it's not ranked that much yet. It just came out. It is available through OpenArt as well. You can select it right here, and let's test it out. So we have text to video that we're gonna test out first. So for the prompting, I have a prompt about an archaeologist walking through an Egyptian temple. Now let's put it in here. With ONE, you have a option of the resolution 720p. So unfortunately, no 1080p yet. And then you can switch between the light and the pro model. Now we're gonna do pro, and then you can also add in a negative prompt. So I've added one in there. This video is quite good. I think the lighting and the water ripples are quite insane. Like, it looks quite lively. In terms of the women's face, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that's morphing tiny bit. So that's the only thing that I think this is not that great at. But let's try this another time. Here I got this woman trapped under the ice and she's swimming, and this looks so real. Like, this looks out of a movie. Honestly, one has quite surprised me. I gotta test it out a bit more, but for this video, all in all, I would say definitely test it out. It's also quite cheap too, but let's first watch the image to video capabilities. So I got this image here of a lost knight waiting on his train, and I've added in my prompt, and now we got this result right here. Now this video is quite good. You can just see him like wobbling around. His cape is moving in the wind. The lighting is coming off the train. Yeah, this looks quite good. In terms of pricing, it's super cheap. It's just 24 cents per 5-second generation. Now that is one of the cheapest ones on this entire list. So if you're looking for something cheap but good, then you might want to try one. You also might want to try running this locally because then it's free. So try that out yourself too. Moving on, we got one of the most popular AI video generators that is called Google Veo 3. Now this is the best one in terms of generating videos with audio. It's also almost the only one that can do this correctly. So let me show you how it works. Veo 3 is also available inside OpenArt. So what you can do is you can select it right here. Then you can select your audio and you can select on. This is very important if you want to have those cool sound effects. And for the resolution, you want to do 1080p. And then for the video mode, you can choose between fast and normal. Now fast is a lot cheaper than normal is. So if you want to save some credits and if you want to save some money, then you want to use the fast model. Now in terms of the prompt, I got a prompt right here of a dude barbecuing in his backyard.
Here you go, Jackie.
Honestly, there's still a bit of glitching and morphing going on in the dog, but it's very cool that the dog can bark and that we actually hear the audio and that this guy is joking about it. So let me show you another example. So you all know the JSON prompting by now. That can be done inside of Google Veo 3. So basically what you want to do is you want to enter in your JSON prompt. If you want to learn how to JSON prompt, I have a video about that. I will leave it in the description down below. Now with the JSON prompting, you can add your prompt in there. So I have one about a Apple Vision Pro, and then you want to add in the audio 1080p and you want to use fast. That gives us a video like this one. And honestly, this is so sick that you can do this inside of Google Veo 3. It structures the prompt and it gives really good results with that. Besides that, you can also switch over to image to video in OpenArt. So I have this image right here, which I'm gonna import, which is this image of me looking pretty funny. Now, and then I have the prompt, an egg falls on his head and he freaks out. Then you can add in the audio, then you do 1080p, and then we click on create. And now we have this result.
What? Oh no, get it off!
So yeah, that's just one of the things you can do inside of Veo 3 that you cannot do on any other tool that you want to use audio for. So I got this other example right here where I have this lady hand over a cup of tea to this guy, and then I can even make him say something. So let's take a look at this.
Arigato.
Honestly, this is quite good, and with the sound effects and all of that incorporated, you get the complete package with Veo 3. In terms of pricing, you want to use the Veo 3 Fast model. On Google Flow itself, this model will only cost you 40 cents per generation, which is really cheap compared to the other models for all that it does. And this goes for both text to video and image to video. Now, Google Veo 3, along with all the other tools that I've just shown you, are available inside of OpenArt. The reason why I'm actually using OpenArt is because I can easily switch between all of these models, which is perfect for a video like this where I want to test out each and every model and I just have one subscription only. Of course, you can also get a subscription of each tool individually, but for me, using OpenArt ends up being cheaper and it is much faster to switch in between. If you want to try it out, I will leave a link in the description down below. Next up, we got Runway, and Runway has just released 2 new tools that are insane to use for video editing. You can easily edit and change your videos. For example, you can add in some rain and boom, it will be raining in your video. You can add in a crowd if you're walking just across the street or across an empty field. You can also remove any type of object in your video, like these cars, for example. And you can also replace the background with green screen videos. This allows for some very cool effects like setting your hands on fire. So I've tested it out and honestly, you gotta spend your credit card for this, because you will get so many wrong generations and it's quite expensive as well. So be prepared to spend a lot, but when you get those good results, then it's worth it. All you have to do is you have to upload your video. I got this video, for example. And then you simply give it a prompt. So I gave it a prompt to change the lighting of the entire scene. And now we got this result over here. The video will remain the same, just the lighting has been changed. This is a very simple prompt. But we can also change the lighting to something completely else, like this lavender style lighting. And now we still have a very good video. But not only that, you can also change the person or the object in that video. So for example, as you can see, we now have a young lady. And if you see this prompt, I say, make her look old. We now have a wrinkly old lady. So that's what you can do with Runway Aleph. Let me give you another example here. Here I have a video of a woman walking in the street. Now, if I say add rain to the scene, we get a video like this. And honestly, we even have the puddles, like she's just walking in the rain, ignoring it, but it looks very good. Now, there are so many different opportunities that you can use this in. If you have a low budget, then Runway might be best for you. The other thing you can do is you can switch over to Runway Act 2. What you can do here is you can upload a video of your own or any type of video. Then you can choose your character and it will mimic that style, but with your character. You can also talk and change yourself into another character like this, for example. You need to subscribe right now. Now, using Act 2 is actually pretty cheap. My generation only cost me about 25 credits, which is about 30 cents. Using Runway Aleph is a bit more expensive. It is 93 cents per generation. So like I said, if you're using Runway and you want to create something cool, be prepared to have your bank account ready, because you will have many failed attempts. But once you get that good video, it is worth it. So if you need your video changed, then you want to use Runway. Moving on, we got Midjourney, one of the most popular AI image generation tools that has now also released their video generator. So if you already have a Midjourney subscription, this might be useful for those that also want to generate videos. Now, is it any good? Well, let's put it to the test. So the way it works is I have this image right here. What I can do is I can import it as a starting frame, then I can select if I want to have a loop in there or if I don't want to have a loop in there. You could also add in your ending frame. So if you have something specific, then you have more control with this. You can choose between low motion and high motion. What that means I will show you in a second. Then you can give it your prompt and it just works the same as all the other video generators. So first I've generated it using low motion. It gives us 4 different videos that we can choose from, and now you can choose your favorite one. In my opinion, it's a bit laggy and not as smooth as some of the other video generators. Now let's compare it to high motion. So with high motion, there's a lot more going on. She's moving also a lot faster, but we still have that laggy feeling. But I do prefer high motion in this scene. Personally, I use Midjourney to create my images, and then I put them into OpenArt to create image to videos using Hailuo, or I use Kling or Veo. In terms of the pricing, it works with Midjourney a little bit different. You don't really have a credit system, but you have some kind of like generation time system. And all in all, for my high motion video, it took me about 8 minutes to generate that video. And in terms of how much that cost, it was about 27 cents for that video. All in all, if you're using Midjourney for your image generation and you have credits left so you can use it for the video generation, then I would use it like that. But if you want to have the highest results, then I would use a different video generator instead of Midjourney. Lastly, we got Higgsfield AI, and this is a little bit different. Just take a look at these effects. So Higgsfield is best for creating cool AI VFX to your videos. Just take a look at this one. What I've done here is I've added 2 different effects to my video. So I've added building explosion and disintegration. Now you can even choose the percentage of how much you want this to be in your video. So if you want to have it 50-50, then you put it 50-50. But if you want to focus more on the disintegration effect, then you up this number and then it will focus more on that and less on the explosion. There are so many cool effects that you can choose inside of Higgsfield AI. Honestly, you just gotta take a look at this, like how cool this is. I haven't seen any other AI AI tool focus that much on the AI VFX, maybe Runway in some sense, but Higgsfield has all of these pre-made AI VFX for you that you can just use for your images. What I like about Higgsfield is that they're heavily branching out from the VFX to also be an all-in-one AI image generator. They can do consistent characters. They also allow you to build like UGC style videos, and you can even talk in your videos. Just take a look at this. You can do all kind of crazy things like this, for example. This is quite cool. I would say it's not there yet, but it's getting there. If you have no experience with VFX, but you want to have cool videos like this, for example, then you might want to try out Higgsfield for these type of videos. When you're creating videos in Higgsfield, you have 3 different options. So you can choose between Higgsfield Lite, Higgsfield Standard, Turbo, and then you can also choose between Minimax and Google VO3 Fast or VO3 Normal. Honestly, I wouldn't use Higgsfield to generate videos through Google VO or Minimax because it's super expensive. If you have Higgsfield, then you want to use it for those cool VFX effects, not for generating VO3. You can use other tools for that. In terms of the pricing for Higgsfield, the standard model is around 48 cents per video generation. Now, when do you want to use Higgsfield? If you want to create some eye-catching content that can go viral, for example, this Earth zoom out or Earth zoom in has been used all over Instagram and everyone is using it, but no one knows how they do it. So if you want to make that viral content, then Higgsfield is the tool for you. Now, most of the tools that I've just mentioned are all available through OpenArt. So if you want to try it out, I will leave the link for that in the description down below. I will also leave the link to all the other tools that I've mentioned so you can check them out yourself, try them out, have some fun with it. And also, if you want me to compare them all side by side, let me know in the comments because I will make an in-depth video on that. Actually, you can click the video that's on the screen right now if you want to know who's better between Seedance, VO3 and Hailuo AI, because I've made an in-depth comparison on that topic.